Action. What?
So, welcome back to Bourbon Country Reacts.
Hey there.
The director over here is Dustin.
That's a cool title. I'm Dustin, the bourbon director.
Dustin,
Nice to meet y'all.
that's your official position at Bourbon Country Reacts.
I can't be like.
You're the bourbon director.
What are you then? The music coordinator?
I'm a choreographer.
Really? Let's see it. See your work.
No, it's far too advanced for our viewers.
Yeah, right. Right. Anyway, welcome back. Like he said,
We have a very interesting bourbon brab here.
we do.
So Stephen has sent us several bottles,
Yeah.
and apparently there are more to come.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not complaining.
This is how the democratic process works. You send your bribes and you go to the front.
Your song goes up.
Yeah. So, what's this one?
Well, it's another Garrison Brothers, but this thing, like, you hear that? It's not a cowbell. It's got like a little here.
Yeah, like a medal hanging on it.
Yeah. So, this is their
Double gold winner. San Francisco World's. Can't read that.
Balmorhea. Is that how do you say that? Balmorhea.
Balmorhea? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not good with words. It looks really.
You're not good with words, and yet here you are on a YouTube channel talking.
Anyway, so he had sent us this bourbon, and it is a World Spirits Competition Double Gold.
That's probably what that is.
That's what that's about. So, what are we doing with this one?
So we're going. This is actually a
Oh shoot!
pretty what?
It's 115 proof.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm assuming a barrel proof.
So this is actually a really expensive bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
This one is not cheap. So we are actually going to do multiple song reactions with this bourbon.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's pricey.
Steve sent us a pretty expensive bottle. I mean, a really expensive bottle. So we kind of figure it might be worth more than one song, right?
Try it out.
I love the glug glug sound off of their bottles.
It's got a good glug.
All these Garrison Brothers
Do that.
bottles
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
the same bottle style.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about this bourbon when we get into it. But what song does he want with this one?
So this one is apparently Trace Adkins' Empty Chair.
Okay.
I got a feeling this is going to be, I think Steven likes to hit us in the feels. And I think this is going to be another feels tune. And I'll tell you why I'm guessing that. And I don't know if you have ever seen one, but at certain military functions, they will leave an empty chair for the fallen.
Yeah, not just military functions.
Yeah, I've seen that at like weddings too, and things like that.
Well, the Colts have they've got a chair in the stadium that's always for a POW.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's an empty chair, and it's really neat.
Yeah, all right. So I think that's where we're probably headed here.
Okay.
Anyway, let's check it out. Yeah.
Cheers.
So private album mix.
They commandeer a corner table at our small town diner. Just 5 or 6 old men throwing out corny old one-liners. They pat the heads of children, give friendly nods to strangers. They sure seem quick to laugh, makes you think they're slow to anger. Those guys were frontline brothers, their lives depended on each other. They were soldiers long before they were men. Yeah, the ones that somehow survived came home, went on to build their lives, never charging us a penny we owe to them. But you can almost smell the gun smoke and the foxholes that they share on the days they raise their coffins and toast the empty chair.
Yeah, but there's something else in play here. What he's describing is 6 or 8 guys sitting at the bar at the VFW or somewhere. So I don't know if you've ever been in a VFW, right? But that's kind of how it goes. And a lot of times they're older dudes, and people don't realize that maybe this guy blew Charlie's ass away from, 10 yards in jungle so thick you can't see.
Right.
And, dude's been there and done that because, man, now he's just some older dude.
Sitting at the bar.
Sitting at the bar at the VFW having a beer, or earlier in the day a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah, I got that from the foxholes and the gunpowder.
Yeah, and a couple of, he's sitting there eating his freaking eggs, man, and they got that table set up over there. And every morning he's going to think about that. I'm pretty sure that's where we are here.
They'll ask you where you're from, what you do, what you've done. But don't go thinking they're all talk, 'cause you wouldn't want to piss them off. Those guys were frontline brothers, their lives depended on each other. They were soldiers long before they were men. Yeah, the ones that somehow survived came home, went on to build their lives, never charging us a penny for the debt we owe to them. But you can almost smell the gun smoke and the foxholes that they share on the days they raise their coffees and toast the empty chairs. They'll tell you anything you want to know. But there's one place they just won't go. 'Cause they don't want to ruin our dreams by telling us the things they've seen. Those guys were frontline brothers, their lives depended on each other. They were soldiers long before they were men. Yeah, the ones that somehow survived came home, went on to build their lives, never charging us a penny for the debt we owe to them. And you can almost smell the gun smoke and the foxholes that they share on the days they raise their coffins and toast the empty chair. To the brother who ain't there, we salute you.
Man, this is a song about hanging out at the VFW.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yep.
And,
And they're always showing respect, which is awesome. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, I'm actually not a member of the VFW. And it's just because, I've actually been there and kind of hung out and kind of enjoyed myself. But I just didn't want to jump through the hoops of going and digging up my DD-214. Yeah. So I gave them an application with the cash and all that, and they came back and said, "We need your DD-214." Well, I'm like, that's buried somewhere in Charleston, West Virginia. I'm not driving 5 freaking hours to get it. Just take my take my application money as a donation.
There you go.
Kind of went on.
Yeah.
But when you go into a place like that, that's exactly how it is. You'll see these old dudes, out there, hanging out around the bar, and and or just grabbing lunch because they do lunch every day.
Drinking
right?
coffee.
Drinking coffee.
Yeah.
And don't go walking into a place like that swinging your dick around. Because you never know who's sitting at that table. You never know who's sitting around that bar. You never know what they did.
Yeah.
And
they've seen.
Yeah, and he was also right. Vets will talk about the military and they'll tell you about the life and all that. And when you get a bunch of them together, 9 times out of 10, it's all the funny shit.
Right.
I cannot begin to explain to you people
confirm.
how absurd military life often is. I really just can't. Well, actually, I could. I could go on for hours about it.
Hours, and you'd laugh your ass off.
We don't have that.
No, not this time.
And so it's always the funny shit. And very rarely does anybody talk about the bad stuff.
So, let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Obviously, so actually, one thing I learned a long time ago: never ask a vet anything about anybody they killed.
No,
That's disrespectful.
That's bullshit. Did you ever kill anybody?
Right.
So if he did, you have no idea how he feels about it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Maybe that haunts his dreams.
Yeah. Every night.
If he didn't, are you making him feel like he was lesser
Right.
than people who did?
Shouldn't.
And most importantly, it's none of your fucking business.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just don't ask.
So don't ask. That's off limits.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't ask.
That's the dumbest thing that you can say. But I do want to ask a question. And the question is, what? So you said that not very often will the dudes talk about the bad shit. What sparks them going into the bad shit?
You never know.
Okay.
I mean, you just never know.
Okay. It could just be they had a wild hair.
If you're talking about in a conversation,
Yeah.
I've seen that happen a few times, and I don't really remember any trigger. But, I mean, you'd be surprised what'll kind of send people back. It could be a sound. It can be a smell. It could be somebody who looks like somebody. I mean, there are a million little triggers that can send you,
a series of words.
Yeah, it could be.
Right.
Could be anything. But that's probably not going to be a conversation.
Yeah.
So, no, get your grubby paws off.
Hey! I washed my grubby paws after we done the wrenching and stuff.
They're still grubby paws, by definition.
So you like this, huh?
This is really good.
I have really good news. We're going to do this one again on another video.
Which means I get to drink more of this.
Accurate.
Yep.
So let's break it down a little bit though in this one.
Go for it.
So 115 proof. It's got a little fire, but it's pretty damn smooth for 115 proof.
If you'd blind tested me on this, I probably would have guessed under 90.
I would have guessed 103.
I'd have said under 90. This stuff is hitting me super
smooth?
Yes.
Okay. I get a little bit of the fire, but it's for 115. Whoa.
It's crazy smooth.
So up front, it's kind of something. I get and it could be because I'm playing with this, but I get something I haven't really experienced before. It's like a woody, leathery caramel.
So I'm getting that caramel, but to me it's an undertone.
Yeah.
And I'm getting hit with a ton of lemon lime citrus.
See, I think that's
initially.
That's your COVID palate. You know that's a thing, right?
Man, I've been over the COVID forever.
Yeah, you have.
Well, and how many times since then have we agreed?
Well, hold on. How many times since then have you mentioned that something tastes like citrus?
Quite a few.
Every single one.
Not every single one.
Every one. Go back and roll the tape. So that's actually a side effect of post-COVID, believe it or not, the citrus thing. But I'm not saying you're wrong. I get and maybe I've got some kind of weird palate going on. I get a shit ton of chocolate in this.
I'm not getting chocolate anywhere.
What?
I know what's happened.
Oh, shit.
I know what has happened.
I know where
here.
you're going with this.
We just had chicky nuggies from BW3s.
Mm-hmm.
And we had radically different chicky nuggies.
True.
Chicky nuggies.
True.
I had the super hot, weird, spicy Thai curry.
And I had a honey barbecue because that's what I like.
It has radically affected the way this bourbon is hitting us.
Yeah, we need to clear our palates better, I think.
I don't think, it takes hours to do that.
Days.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I get a ton of chocolate. So, Steve, if you've tried this one, what do you get? Tell us in the comments.
Tell us what you get.
I mean, I assume, hopefully, you bought yourself a bottle of this stuff.
Yeah, one would hope.
I can confirm it is delicious.
Oh, my God. Absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
It does. It still has a little bit of that not Kentucky water that I have detected in every Garrison Brothers we've had so far.
That's interesting.
However, in no way is it displeasing. It's just there. I'm letting you know it's there.
So, I didn't say it in our last video, but in the last one that we did from Garrison Brothers, it was their small batch.
Mm-hmm.
And on the side here, on the small batch, it said aged 3 years in oak. This one just says aged in oak.
So it's probably a blend.
Or it could be more than 3 years. Or more than 4 years. They don't have to put it on the an age statement on the bottle. So Garrison Brothers Texas Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It gives us great pleasure to bring you our beautiful, I can't say this word, Balmorhea bourbon. This magnificent Texas Straight Bourbon Whiskey is bold but majestically crafted, having been aged not once but twice in 2 completely different oak barrels. So it's a double oak. Okay. All right. Okay.
Look at that color. That makes sense.
Well, yeah. So there's 2 things going on here. I'll get to that. There's 2 things going on with the color. But in the glass, it's got...
It was dark in the glass.
It is. It definitely is. Let's see. The result is a perfectly balanced, rich bourbon flowing from crimson candy flavor.
Crimson candy.
That's what it says. But what's going on here with the
that.
color, like, you can see, it looks black in the bottle, right? That's one, because it's aged pretty well. It does have a great color in the glass. But 2, because this wax.
It's blocking a lot of light.
A lot of light
Yeah.
up top.
Yeah.
So, that's what's going on there. Pretty damn good bourbon.
Yeah. I'm glad we get to drink it some more.
Yeah. So, we'll do this one again. You'll see this again. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Maybe our palates will be different then.
You know, I think we're going to have to actually react to this again.
Yeah.
And not eat chicky tendies before we do.
Right.
And see how it shakes out.
Yeah.
I think even though we're both getting completely different flavor profiles out of this,
There's an
I
agreement.
don't think either of us doesn't like it.
Right.
I think it's
what we're getting
delicious.
is yummy.
Yeah, either of us. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. Click the little bell so you get notified.
Yep.
Get
That's how
down-
that works.
Yeah, get down in the comments and tell us what songs to listen to, what bourbons to drink. And if you want to propel your song to the front, do like Steven, send us a bottle.
Yep.
And we'll rocket your song to the front of our list.
That's all.
That's it. We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.